So, this week's 10 Things is going to be pretty fun because we want to talk about, he came up with the idea of mythical beasts in need of followers. Because everyone wants to follow Cthulhu, the big ones, but what about these other ones?
So what I was saying is that we have this scenario where, like, the flying spaghetti monster, Cthulhu, the socket puppet monster is all got these followers.
Cookie Monster?
Cookie Monster. Yeah, Cookie Monster has his own followers, the cookie heads. And so...
The cookie heads.
Well, they just go, nom, 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 nom.
Someday we're going to do the pros and cons of his 5 chosen monsters. I'll let him pick them, and I'm going to just...
I tapped into a little D&D.
Little D&D? Come on now. Most of this is D&D. So let's start
the thing is there's... D&D is a lot of things.
Monster number 1.
Beholders.
The Beholders. Okay.
I mean, come on.
Why do the Beholders need to have followers?
The Beholders need to have followers. 1, so their lasers will stop shooting and destroying villages. And 2, think about it. They are the representation of the one eye, the great thing.
But they have more than one eye.
The big one eye and the smaller eyes that follows the lesser beings. The Beholders, they deserve it. I mean, they are big bad monsters that, like, people get afraid of. Like, you say, hey, a Beholder just showed up. And people start losing their minds. They go a little crazy. But who's following the Beholder? Who's there going, you know what? He's not a bad guy.
Do you know why?
Why?
Who wants to follow a floating giant eye that sees everything you do? You can't get away with anything around this dude. You can't sneak around. You can't sneak midnight snacks. You can't spook him. You can't do anything. No one wants to follow a floating, all-knowing, all-seeing giant government eyeball, basically.
But isn't that what Santa Claus is?
Santa Claus is not a giant floating eyeball. Santa Claus is a mythical creature who, obviously, if you watch our Dark Before Christmas episode, is a douchebag.
Indeed. So I agree. But come on, they deserve their own little bit of followers. That way, also
you would only get away with it if they lost their contact lenses, because you can imagine, oh, I can't see, don't move.
And then the undead Beholders, and there's a whole bunch of Beholders, and they all deserve their own little followers and their own Twitter account.
I see you is going to be what they tweet every day.
Yeah.
All right, next monster on the list.
Elementals. All of them. The 5 elements, 6 elements. You know what? I mean, we already have religions based off the elements, but they only are the elements. They don't go, hey, we should worship a flame elemental or grand flame elemental. There's a creature living in a volcano. Let's go worship that. That needs to happen.
Okay, the downside to that, yes, because that works so well on fractured religions and everything else with everyone has different beliefs. It's going to turn into Avatar real quick.
Well, I mean, we saw that in the Legend of Korra in a way.
We see how well it worked out for them.
Yeah.
I think the problem is then you're going to be categorized by what you worship, as you are these days. You worship flames, that means you're an arsonist and you're going to want to burn people. You're obviously hot-headed and hot-tempered.
Well, I also am a cook because I cook wonderful meats and delicious things, and I keep you warm at night.
And what happens when you anger the elemental gods? Will they burn you or blow you away? Or I just think the overall elemental wars that will come of it will be pretty cool, but it's not going to be nearly as fun as it is in Avatar or Korra or any of those other ones. It's going to be more probably like Magic, where you're just going to get the crap beat out of you.
Well, I mean, plus the other thing is like the 6th and the 7th elements start showing up. They're like, oh, earth, fire, wind, water. What about the time? What about lightning?
I'll tell you what, though, I will worship the 5th element, Lilu Dallas Motipas.
No.
Yes, I will follow Lilu Dallas.
Many people win at things, but
I'm getting thumbs up from the few crew. Yeah, I will follow Lilu Dallas.
Okay, and you know what? I have to say he did win at life.
All right. Our next monster is...
Slimes.
So
there's a lot of slime jokes you can make. Like, what does a giant call a slime in a barrel? A Jello shot. You know, why doesn't slimes defend themselves? Because they have no spines. But you know what?
Yes, they do. They have the spines of the people they eat.
You know, if you boil the acid away of a slime, does it taste like the ground you ate on?
So why do you think people should worship them?
Slimes, think about it. They're total neutral. It's not sort of a religion in the sense of a Christianity or Judeo-Christian. Think of it more of a Buddhist sort of scenario, where the zen of a slime. A slime just sits there and consumes and moves forward. It does not yin and yang. It just sits and bees.
I disagree with you, because if we've all seen The Blob, they will ruin your movie-going experience. They will hunt you down because they're always hungry.
Yes.
And the next thing you know, oh, look, it's a cute little Jello. Oh, my hand is gone. Oh, my arm is gone. Oh, I'm inside of it.
Oh my God, my nurse has been eaten.
Yeah.
Where is Steve McQueen to stop this slime?
Slimes they're not going to be worth following because they will ruin everything. You have a party, slimes come in, there goes your pinata fun.
But
they eat the entertainment, they ruin the DJs.
But you get the followers, you throw them in the slime. What better happiness can they experience, the followers of the slimes, than to be eaten by a red slime?
Oh, it's agonizing. Oh, the slime is eating me slowly, ever so slowly. Will this agonizing pain end? Why the hell would anyone want to follow that?
But, well, I mean, think about it. Slime, universal. Like, every culture has one. So, we're good.
All right. Our next monster on the list is...
MindFlayers.
MindFlayers.
Nothing says mindless followers than a creature that makes you a mindless follower. I mean, one part H.P. Lovecraft, one part kayaks. What do you get? You get a creature that walks around and eats your memories.
Which, I don't think this would be a good idea because you wouldn't know you're a follower because you don't make that choice. Following somebody means you make a choice. This dude's like, no, you're my minion, and that's all game over.
But I mean, come on, secret. You're like, again, with the Beholder, you don't know you're following it because it's always following you. So
when you start having those existential questions like, why am I following this squid face dude? Your brain is dead because he knows what you're thinking.
Right.
So another thing, you can't get away with nothing because he's in your brain. You have naughty thoughts about his wife. Oop, you're dead. Have naughty thoughts about your neighbor. Oop, you're dead. You want to kill his cat? Oop, you're dead. You want to eat dinner? No, you're not going to eat today. You've been insolent.
But that can go with ways, or at least you won't have a headache because he'll always make those.
Because he's eating your brain.
He's eating your brain. I mean, and think about it. How many people would love to have a guy who just sits there and doesn't talk to you and bothers you or argues with you all the time? All the time.
I know he's looking at me.
So
you should follow me instead of the MindFlayer is what you're saying.
No, you should follow me.
All right.
I have a MindFlayer.
So our last monster on the
last monster is actually a creature that did have followers. Except
I don't even know how to say it. Quetzalcoatl.
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 According to Wikipedia, it's Quetzalcoatl.
I mean, it would be kind of fun to follow a giant Pokemon. Let's be honest here. It does look like a giant Pokemon.
It depends which version of the picture you're looking at. So it's the winged serpent of Mayan culture, a representation of wisdom and courageous, and has a tendency to eat people whole. That's
really wise, isn't it?
Yeah, it's also apparently the size of a city. So you're
where do you store something like that?
It's the city wall.
Now, is it the city size of us or the city size of a Mayan civilization city?
Well, the Mayan cities were pretty large, so go with theirs because their cities were pretty big. I think Technicolon is technically the size of Austin.
That's a pretty big city for people with no mode of transportation other than their feet.
Well, actually, they did have roads, but they didn't have the wheel. So that's...
Yeah, they could just get around on their feet.
Right.
It'd take you all day to walk up to North, whatever town that was.
Right. So, Technicolon.
That's another word I'm not going to be able to say today.
Right. But you think about it. He's all giving. He gives wisdom. He protects things. You just got to remember that one day his hunger is going to grow, and he will swallow the earth and the sun whole.
Yeah, I want to follow something that's maybe going to be bipolar and kill me one day.
No. His hunger will just grow one day.
He's bipolar. He's going to get hungry one day and be like, I don't have a Snickers. Let me go eat the sun.
Well,
Who wants to follow something like that and live in fear constantly? Like, will the daylight come tomorrow? Will vampires take over the world because he ate that damn sun?
Well, that's why you give him hearts. Put the hearts in the...
Once again, why would you want to follow anything that caused you this much damage and pain?
Well, I mean, look at Zeus and them. I mean, Zeus would just, he'd have sex with everything. Look at centaurs and whatnot. So, I mean, Zeus...
How are you equating having sex with centaurs to a giant Mayan dragon?
Well, I'm just saying, look what Zeus did. I mean, Zeus was a god who was also followed, and he apparently destroyed a lot of stuff.
Yeah, but he was with a whole bunch of gods. He wasn't responsible for everything. He delegated his tasks out.
How did Thor put it? It was Clash of the Douches.
Yeah, pretty much.
So, yeah.
So I don't think I'd be comfortable doing Quetzalcoatl Pokemon.
Okay.
Yeah, so...
You know what? I now want a Pokemon god scenario where, you just collect all the different gods as Pokemons. That'd be great.
Give it time, because they'll probably have it in some Pokemon. Isn't that what Lugia is and that giant
all the last Pokemons are basically controlling your master element.
Mewtwo's essentially a god. He's a man-made god. I mean, come on now. So, yes, that's been a really fun list of the pros and cons
of a religion. If you want to tell us what monster in D&D or whatever thing deserves its own religion.
And if you say an owlbear, we're just banning you for life.
Yeah. If you say owlbears, seriously.
There are no owlbears allowed here.
So we'll put it on the comments below.
Yeah, comment away. Let us know your thoughts on should you or should you not follow one of these 5, or what you think would be really fun to follow, and maybe we'll agree or disagree. But I think this has been pretty fun. I think we might do this more often. It beats a normal 10 things list.
Well, that's because you have to think.
Yeah, I have to think. And thinking's not fun for me. But hey.
The next one is Gorilla. Gorilla is their mother, and I want to know...
And she's got 72 children.
Who slept with her to have 72 children? Someone that evil who eats babies.
She's got 3 different husbands and 72.